Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azzahra Amelani, and this opportunity I want to tell you a little story about Bilal bin Rabbah. Bilal bin Rabbah was a black slave from Habasha who converted to Islam still enslaved. One day, when Bilal bin Rabbah knew the light of Allah, he went to Rasulullah to pledge his prayers. After that, he faced various kinds of torture, but he remained tall like a mountain. He was laid naked on the embers. They took him out during the day into the desert and dumped him on the hot sands in a shirtless state. Then they broke a heated stone that was transported from his stance by a number of people and placed it on his body and chest. Tortured for the punishment over and over again every day, but he remained steadfast. Some of his tormentors, heart softened, say, "Kolata and Uzzah well." They told him to ask him, but Bilal refused to say it, and instead he uttered his eternal hymn, Ahad, Ahad. One day, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq came upon him when they tortured him and yelled at them, "Did you kill anyone for saying my Lord is Allah?" Abu Bakr asked them to sell it to him, and Umayyah did want to sell it. Finally, Abu Bakr bought it at a price double from Umayyah. When Abu Bakr took Bilal's hand to take him, Umayyah said to him, "Take it, Balata and Uzzah, if you refuse except to buy it with 1 uqiyah, I will sell it to you for that price." And Abu Bakr said, "By Allah, if you refuse except for 100 uqiyah, I will pay it." After Rasulullah SAW emigrated to Medina, Rasulullah made the azan for prayer, and choice fell Bilal as the first muazzin for prayer. Bilal also sang his soothing and joyful voice, which filled the heart with faith and hearing with beauty. He called out, "Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar," and so on. When the battle of Badr came and God delivered his business, Umayyah went out to fight, and he fell down in a state of death at the hands of Bilal radiallahu anhu. Days passed. Makkah was conquered, and Rasulullah SAW entered Makkah with Bilal. The truth has come, and falsehood has vanished. Bilal followed all the wars with Rasulullah SAW and offered the azan for prayer. He continued to keep this great religion to the extent that Rasulullah described him as a man of heaven. After Rasulullah SAW died, his friends and caliph, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, rose to lead the affairs of the Muslims. Bilal went to see Abu Bakr and said to him, "O Caliph Rasulullah, I hear Rasulullah SAW say the most important practice of believers is a strive in the way of Allah." Abu Bakr asked to him, "What do you want, O Bilal?" He said, "I want to be ready to fight in the way of Allah until I die." Abu Bakr asked, "Then who recited the azan for us?" And Bilal said, "I didn't recite the azan to anyone after that of Rasulullah." Abu Bakr said, "Keep the azan for us, O Bilal." And Bilal said, "If you set me free so that I may be yours, do what you like. If you set me free for the cause of God, let me follow the deliverance you given me." So Abu Bakr said, "I set you free because of Allah, O Bilal." Then Bilal traveled to Syria, where he continued to be a mujahid and always ready to fight. It is said that he repeatedly came to Medina from time to time, but he was unable to recite the azan. That is because every time he wanted to say, "Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah," memories of the past restrained him. Then his voice is hidden in his esophagus, and instead his tears choose those words, soothing those words. The end of the azan he offered was when Caliph Al-Faruq Umar bin Khattab radhiyallahu anhu visited Syria. The Muslims asked the Caliph to take Bilal to over the azan for their prayer. Amirul Mu'minin called Bilal when the prayer time had come. Umar wished for him to over the azan for prayer. Bilal went up and recited the azan, so that companions had been with prophets when Bilal recited the azan for him. They cried as if they had never cried before and forever. The last is, Bilal died in Syria. Prepare for the way of Allah as he wished. May Allah always be pleased with him. Amin. So that's all from me, that I can tell you a little story about Bilal bin Rabbah. Thank you for your attention. I'm sorry about all my mistakes. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.